In today's episode, I'll tell you what I've been up to in October 2020 and introduce you to my online course, which is called Pronounce Drug Names Like a Pro. You're listening to the Pharmacist Voice podcast, a journey-style podcast about my career change from pharmacist to voice actor. I'm your host, Kim Newlove. I alternate solo shows and interview shows. The solo shows are about my career change, and the interview shows feature a variety of people who use their voices to advocate, educate, or entertain. I specialize in medical narration and e-learning. If you have a project in mind, contact me through my website, thepharmacistvoice.com. Thank you for joining me for episode 42. I'm not going to bury the lead here. I created an online course. I'll start the episode by talking just a little bit about that. The focus of the course is pronouncing U.S. adopted names from the USP Dictionary online. In plain English, that means I focus on pronouncing generic names. I also cover brand names briefly too. I know that's a bit of a tease. To learn more, visit kimnewlove.com. That's KIMNEWLOVE.com. kimnewlove.com, or go to the store button on thepharmacistvoice.com. I'll also be promoting the course on the podcast during the month of November. How exactly am I going to do that? I'm signing up for a challenge called NaPodPomo. It stands for National Podcast Post Month. November is National Podcast Post Month. I accepted the challenge to publish one podcast per day in the month of November. I gotta tell you, most of them are going to be short. I'll use most of them to tell you more about the course, specifically the problem my course solves, who I created it for, and maybe even share some special guest appearances from some of my students. If you want to take the course, I'll have a link to the website in the show notes. Again, the website is kimnewlove.com. Now, here's something special just for my podcast listeners. It's a coupon code that's good for 25% off the course. Are you ready? The code is TPV25. T like the, P like pharmacist, V like voice, 25. TPV25. Today is Friday, October 30th, 2020, and the coupon ends 1 week from today at midnight Eastern Time on November 6th, 2020. Now I'll tell you a few other things going on with my journey from pharmacist to voice actor. Mike Kelzer from the Business of Pharmacy podcast interviewed me, and that episode came out on Monday, October 26th. If you want to check that out, you can visit his website, bizofpharmpod.com, bizofpharmpod.com. You can pick your favorite podcast platform and listen to our interview. Thank you again, Mike, for the interview. Mike is a lot of fun to talk to, and not too shabby at podcast editing, if I do say so myself. Good job, Mike. Also this month, I started private medical narration lessons with a new coach named Debbie Irwin. She's very experienced, and I love working with her. I'm learning a lot, and we are all set to keep the good times rolling. We have another session scheduled for mid-November. October has been a very busy month for me for projects. In fact, I think it's been my busiest month all this year, maybe ever. Sometime next week, I should be able to start production on an audiobook. Once I'm under contract and have the author's permission to share the good news, I'll tell you more about the project. Lots of inquiries and discussions about other projects in October, too. Plenty of podcast recordings and discussion about future episodes, too. Like I said, it has been a very busy month. It's all good. I just wanted to share all that. As I wrap this up, I'll share that my family and I have our annual family pictures tomorrow, which is Saturday, October 31st. It's Halloween. No, we are not dressing up for Halloween for our pictures, just regular semi-casual clothes. Kids grow up fast. Taking pictures annually is something we do. My family is incredibly important to me, and I just love looking back at old pictures and remembering how we all looked over the years. Be safe, everybody, and have a great Halloween weekend. Thank you for joining me for episode 42 of the Pharmacist's Voice podcast. Visit thepharmacistvoice.com to subscribe and read the show notes.